right. So there is another thing I wanted to discuss a bit on cinematic virtual reality in terms of more functional approach towards haptic design, so haptic technology. So, and it's actually would be nice also to have like a definition of cinematic virtual reality, maybe from your perspective. But as I understand, one of the aspects of such experiences that you are in a 360-degree perspective, right? And if you do so, there is a possibility to miss out something, right? There could be a fetch feeling. Let's say I'm looking ahead of me, I might be missing something behind. And from one of your papers, there was an aspect about using haptics as cues to basically direct attention. Could you talk a bit about that? Was it successful to use such cues or not?
Yes, of course. So what we discovered that if you think about those movies that are experienced through 360, which basically means indeed that you can turn around and experience various scenes within your own environment. So for example, you're at the party and a lot of things are happening. So in one corner you can observe, I don't know, a little cat playing with a piece of paper. You turn around, you see a couple fighting, so you start, a bit listening to what's happening there. What we discovered is that people start feeling FOMO in 360 because there are things that you might be missing out by being turned into wrong direction, and that it's difficult to actually bring people to the scene to which we would like to by just the way that the world itself is designed. So we experimented with delicate vibrations that would direct people to the scene that we would like them to explore at this very moment, so they don't miss out on an important plot element that is happening in the particular part of the environment. However, as we tested that, we realized that there is really no difference for people if this is a vibration or this is natural sound that could occur within the scene, or it could be, for example, brighter light within their eyesight, while light and sound felt more natural for people. So even though haptics may serve as a tool, probably this is not the most natural way that we would like to experience that, through which we would like to experience that as the audiences, right? Because if something happens in the other part of our house, we experience that because probably we hear somebody shouting, or we heard that something that fell down, not because we have this weird feeling, right? Again, if it's loud music, yes, it might be that we start feeling the vibration, but probably it would go together with the sound that we are hearing. So haptics is not always the most natural way, but if we think about haptics beyond just vibration and we start playing with temperature, this could be actually an interesting way to use it. So we are in the scene and we suddenly feel cold on our right arm, and we turn to the direction of, okay, where this weird sensation is coming from. Oh, somebody opened the window and it's very cold outside, right? So if we go beyond the vibrations and we start being more playful with what we can feel and how we can use haptics, I think then it becomes more interesting. But we would have to go beyond this a bit weird vibration feeling, because it does not always feel natural for us.
Yeah, I feel like we just got stuck in vibration because it's the easiest way to start playing with haptics. But when we talk about haptics, it's not only vibration, right? It's actually force feedback, temperature, I don't know, anything that you can imagine. It's really, or shape alloys or things like that. So there are lots of kind of actuation techniques, but they're so difficult to integrate, especially in variable forms, that we always speak vibration. And for vibration is quite a narrow function, right? If the goal is to simulate some natural touch, right? As you talk, as just mentioned about it.
Yeah, I think it's also linked to the availability of hardware, right? Because of gaming in gaming rooms, those haptic vests that vibrate became quite easily accessible. And when you want to play with temperature or more advanced haptic feedback, then you need more advanced hardware, which is of course more expensive, less accessible, very often only limited to very specialized professional fields where they build those kind of hardware specifically for their needs, right? If we take a look at those suits that are, for example, being used for firemen training, right? So they can train in a very high temperature without being actually exposed to the actual fire. So there is plenty of those kind of applications, but it's not as accessible as the vest. So that's usually the first go-to, also because of high level of adoption because of video games.
Correct.